Hello, and welcome back to the Cracking FAANG YouTube channel. Today we're going to be solving Leetcode problem 582, Kill Process. You have n processes forming a rooted tree structure. You are given two integers array PID and PPID, where PID of I is the ID of the ith process, and PPID is the ID of the ith process's parent process. Each process has only one parent process, but may have multiple children processes. Only one process has PPID of I equals 0, which means that this process has no parent process, which means that it's the root of the tree. When a process is killed, all of its children processes will also be killed. Given an integer kill representing the ID of the process you want to kill, return a list of the ID of processes that will be killed. You may return the answer in any order. So essentially, if we have this process tree, 3, 1, 5, 10, and we're told to kill 5, we would kill 5 and then any children of 5. So we would kill 5 and 10. So this problem is super easy. All we need to do is build some sort of graph structure or tree structure out of our input, because unfortunately it's not actually given to us as a tree. If it was, it'd be much easier, but it's not. So we need to build this structure, and then simply we need to start some sort of, traversal from, the kill node, and then just go to every single node that is a child of that node. So we basically just need to traverse all the child subtrees and just add them to our answer. And that's basically what we're going to do. So what we need to do is first build graph. So we're going to build our graph or tree, whatever you want to do. And then we're just going to do a BFS to get everything from here. We're just going to traverse all the child levels and pick up all the nodes that we can, and that's all we have to do. Remember that we're never going to have to go up the tree because we're killing a parent, and then a child can never kill its parent's process, but a parent can kill all of its children's processes. So that's all we have to do. It's really simple. Let's go to the code editor and write this out. It's not going to take much time. All right, I'll see you there. Okay, we're back in the code editor. Let's write the code. So what we need to do is represent our given input as a graph. So let's do the data structure for that. So we're going to say graph is going to be collections.defaultDict list. So we can think of our graph, basically each key will be a node. So for example, it could be like this 5, and then the value for that node is going to be all of its children nodes as a list. Even though the image here is actually a binary tree, this process tree could be an n-array tree. So we need to be careful and not just assume that there's only going to be 2 elements. It could have as many elements as you want, really, for children processes. So we do need to be careful for that. Now let's actually build the graph. And remember that basically our input is given to us is like, okay, for process 1, its parent here at the the same index that it occurs is 3, right? So 1, 3. So what we want to do is for 3, we want to put 1 as its child. And then, when we get to 3, okay, what is its parent? Oh, it's 0. So that means that, 3 is the root. And then, for 10, its parent is 5. And then for 5, its parent is 3. So like into 3, we would have 1 and 5. For 5, we would have 10. 10 would have nothing in its children. 1 would have nothing in its children, and on and on and on for whatever other elements are in this structure. So let's actually build that. So we're going to zip together the child and the parents because they kind of correspond to each other, right? So for node 1, its parent is 3. For node 3, its parent is 0, and on and on. So we can use zip to kind of put them on top of each other. So we're going to say for child, comma parent in zip PID, PPID, we're going to say, okay, we're going to put into the parent whatever that child node is, and that will build our graph for us. Now, all we need to do is just start at our parent node, which is given to us as, kill, and then just traverse all the nodes beneath that parent, grab them, put them into our, result data structure, and we're done. So we need to actually define that data structure. So we're going to say res is just going to be an empty list because we haven't killed anything yet. And we're going to say Q equals collections.deck. And remember that we want to start our traversal. In this case, where you're going to use a BFS. It doesn't matter. You can use DFS as well. You just need to visit all the nodes that are, children of this 5. I prefer to just use BFS for this. Either way, you need to touch all the nodes, but with BFS, you don't have the problem of stack overflows. If the tree is very large, you could potentially have a recursion stack that's too large, and your interviewer may actually ask you to implement this iteratively. So I just prefer to do it iteratively. It's much cleaner, and you don't have to worry about recursion. So we want to set up our queue and initialize it with kill because that's our starting point. And now what we want to do is just simply do a pretty standard breadth first search, and we just need to get all the nodes. So this is really just a level order traversal. So we're going to say while queue, we're going to say to kill, which is our current process that we need to kill. We're just going to pop from the queue, and we're going to add that to our result. So we're going to say res.pend to kill. And now what we want to do is basically, if that we need to traverse to the next level. So we're going to say if to kill in graph. So basically, if that node is in the graph, meaning that if it has children, then what we want to do is we want to say q.extend graph to kill. So basically, we want to put all of its children into the queue because we need to kill them and then kill their children. Wow, that sounds really horrible, Leetcode. What are these problems? We basically just need to kill those children processes. So that's what we're going to do. And we continue. And when this BFS ends, so basically when the queue is empty, we will have, killed all the processes, and then we can simply just end there. So we will just return our result at this point. So let me submit this, make sure that it works, and it does. Cool. So what is the time and space complexity for this algorithm? Well, the time complexity, in the worst case, we would be given the root of our tree here, and we would basically have to perform a level order traversal to just touch all the nodes. And then to also build the graph is going to be big O of n. To kill all of them is going to be big O of n in that worst case, because we have to traverse every single node in the case that we're actually given the root. So this is going to be big O of 2n, but asymptotically, this is just going to be big O of n. Similarly, for the space complexity, our graph is going to be big O of n. And our actual queue, since we're doing a BFS, is also going to be big O of n. Again, it's going to be, big O of 2n, which asymptotically is just big O of n. Again, this problem is quite simple. I think once you get the actual graph structure built, then it's really easy to just do the BFS over it, and there you go. It's just a simple level order traversal, nothing too crazy. You've probably done these 100 times by this point. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If there's any topics or videos you'd like me to make content on, just leave it in the comment section below. I'll be happy to make that for you guys. Just let me know what you want to see. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.